Back in the year 19, a caveman named Gorg cooked the first meal for his tribe. They were all raw food hippies, super healthy, but he was boiling a pot of water to cut his hair. They hadn't had vacuum technology yet, like your Uncle Case. So like he dropped his broccoli into the pot by accident. He's like, oh God, he reached in and he smelled it. He's like, that's different. Took a bite. That was the downfall of mankind as we know it, because we are now slaves to cooked food addiction. I'll tell you why I like raw food, enzymes, and fun. I'll be honest with you, most of the science suggests that plant-based diet, whole foods, cooked are best. And what we see in the fringe groups of society like me and others who die and go back to carnivore from raw veganism, it's often just bad news in the long run. Raw vegan diets, you end up super skinny, you believe detox is forever, and you never get there. I'm gonna detox one day. It's never a complete thing that you finally finalize. It's not like watching a movie to the end. It never ends. And then you keep getting skinnier and skinnier and your teeth fall out. Bad things happen to raw vegans often, but on the other side of those nightmares is a potential benefit beyond for mankind. Something that's so far-reaching and beautiful. That's what holds me. People, you just see magical things happen, like Lou Corona in his 70s, looks like he's in his 40s, and he met masters who also, I would like to meet them. He called him Shang Tzu or something. Who's that guy? He was like, wow, I thought he was like 40 and he was like 79. Insane. You think I want to look like a 90-year-old man one day? I already have enough gray hairs. I don't need more. I already vacuum my hair to perfection, as we've witnessed. That Floby thing. Can you really trust someone who doesn't vacuum their hair? I was talking to a guy the other day. I was like, that's a nice haircut. Where do you go for that? He was like, oh, the barber. I'm like, what? You don't vacuum it? Why don't you just vacuum it like I did? He was an idiot. I'll be honest with you, raw food's a gamble. It is a gamble. You might get deficient in every nutrient and detox yourself to death. But the other side of that is you might look like you're 20 when you're 90 and never get sick ever, never get a cold again. Like eventually you reach this superhuman level of health where it's just like nothing matters and you're psychic, you're fun, you're doing things for mankind, you're generous. So what is it about raw foods that make them so special? Some people say it's because we didn't destroy any of the vitamins and minerals. That's how it is in nature. That's what it was designed to be consumed. Like all animals eat raw as hell. No one's cooking. There's no cats with frying pans out there. Everybody knows it's just raw. Like, what are you doing? You cook. Why would you destroy your food? So it's intact the way God made it. And we theorize like it's the vitamins and minerals and antioxidants that didn't get destroyed, but then there's also the enzymes in the food, which some people supplement them. Imagine a raw food diet with supplemental enzymes. That's a cheat code for the world, except there's one thing in enzymes that's always in there, and I don't know why it's there. It's called cellulase. I got a comment the other day. What's this about enzymes making fiber, making you constipated? You did not word that properly, but I'll forgive you. I have a theory. I could be wrong. I've never heard anybody talk about this, but in every enzyme, there's this thing called cellulase. It's an enzyme that breaks down fiber. Humans don't produce that ever. We would never need to. You have fiber, you chew plants, you digest enough of them, and then the rest of that fiber goes to your microbiome. That's cool. If you take a bunch of enzymes, which I would like to take more, I'd do like 10 a meal, digest every ounce of that meal possible, and then like you're not feeding bad bacteria, everything's glory. If, however, that enzyme contains cellulase, there's a potential that you digest all your fiber, turn it into sugar. What are we even doing? Why is that in there? All the other enzymes are in food. Don't quote me on this, but I don't think there's cellulase in plant food. Don't quote me on that. I looked it up. I was like, I can't find this information anymore. So it's like, that shouldn't be in there. Those enzymes are digesting the fiber turning your vegan diet into a carnivore diet, low fiber, and then you're trying to convince yourself, oh, I absorbed everything. I can poo once a week now. This is normal. You have poo in your brain. That's what's normal to you now. You should poo more. It's not, I absorbed everything. Go do a little juice fast and watch all the stuff come out of you. Just, it'll come rushing like a mountain of fudge, but it won't smell like fudge. It'll smell like anger, rage, testosterone, and taurine, the amino acid that I don't need because I'm not a kitten. But it's not all lollipops and rainbow kittens and raw food land. Like, it's not fun. It's not always fun. I just had a smoothie today. Since I'm removing the fruit as a little experiment, because I broke out in a couple forehead zits when I had 2 fruit meals in a day instead of grain-based. And I was like, 4 days later, I'm fully convinced that's what caused it, because I've stopped the fruit and it did not progress. It's just getting better and better. So fruit F's me. It's the sugar, but grain sugar is fine for some reason. It's slower, it's glucose, it's not fructose. Okay, whatever. My smoothies suck now. They suck donkey guts. I wish I could blend donkey guts instead because they taste like stevia nothingness. There's just buckwheat with like strawberries. That's my fruit. It's sour and kid-like. They're stupid fruit. And then stevia drops instead of dates, which made it so good and rich and fun. So now I'm not having fun. Wait till you see the next video. I'm gonna make a savory smoothie tonight. I don't even know what awaits me. There's gonna be like tomatoes in there and lemon with buckwheat. You can already see why that would fail, and it likely will. This is a boring diet. It's not even fun. If I could add salt to, like, I could do that. Raw buckwheat with some chopped veggies already sounds gross. Tomatoes, nori in there, seaweeds, and then sprinkle salt all over it? Okay, but salt is poison hell, isn't it? It's from the sea. No one should ever be in the sea. There's jellyfish, storms, boats, mad boats, pirates, like clouds hovering above you. You're surrounded by water and you can't even drink it because there's salt in it, poison, rocks, coral reef rocks, the sharpest rocks on earth. You fall into that lake. If a shark doesn't eat you, the rocks will cut you up. And then what? An octopus? What's that going to do? Hold you under? No thank you to the sea. We don't belong there. I don't need dulse. So if I'm being honest with you, I so believe in the raw food message. I just haven't fully found a way to make it super enjoyable and healing. If I added more fruit, it would be more enjoyable, but less healing. I would get more zits. And they say it's detox, but I'm done with that theory. No, they were bananas. Those aren't detoxifying. Those are hybridized goo. So like that would be fun if I had more fat. Little fatty, creamy dressing with salt in a salad. Potential there. But then I get constipated with too much fat, so I'm still struggling trying to find the balance. I get super health with 2 smoothies a day, buckwheat based, tasting like crack. But that's just my story. A lot of people just make all kinds of balanced, delicious foods. They're making recipe ebooks and like fantastic food entering their mouth on a daily basis. That's not my life. My life is just torture food, but super health results at some point. So raw food is the best. It also doesn't taste that great unless you know what you're doing or you have a better microbiome than I do. Because like one wrong mistake and I get thrown off for about a week. And let alone if I make a couple mistakes, then it's like a month until I find the mistakes. As long as I identify and hunt them down immediately, like the fruit mistake, then things get back to normal within a week. That's my life, not yours. I don't wish it on anyone. So, what do you think of that? Thumb up worthy? No? That was pretty immediate on your thumb down decision. You're likely doing it because you are thinking of making a smoothie very soon, but the base of your smoothie is coral reef rocks. How do you know that's vegan? What do you know that's inside there? Could be something. Termites of the sea? You're trying to pretend those don't exist? Why wouldn't they? You think there's not a exact replica of you living in the ocean? You don't know our world. You don't know it. I wouldn't pray that you meet that replica doppelganger. He knows you better than you. Bitcoin can be donated. Subscribe for more videos, and